Here we are going to discuss conducting a linear regression analysis using an online calculator for data analysis of the research project. Here, this was done, and basically once you get the output, you've got to comment on the scatter plot and also comment on the significance of the correlation. So we can use the wording, but to generate the chart and the outputs, we can either use Excel just or an online calculator. We are going to use an online calculator. We're going to do this for academic motivation and score, first and foremost. So for academic motivation and score, we need the data. Let's go to the question and identify the variables. So for score, here it is. What is your average score? It's a short answer question. Here it is. And for motivation, now it was a grid. These are the why questions. And we actually calculated the motivation already using our spreadsheet that we use previously. But to access this spreadsheet, you can go to responses and click on view in sheets, and you get a Google Sheet, or you can download the CSV version of it. Okay. And we copied and we pasted in the worksheet that we are using. Here it is. The score and the motivation. The motivation was totaled, it was calculated, and here it is. So we created another sheet for it called linear regression so that both variables are present next to each other. Academic motivation will be the independent, it will be the X variable, and score will be the dependent, the variable that depends on motivation. So now let's access our online calculator. So you type in Google online calculator for correlation coefficient, and several comes up. Pearson is very popular. You click on Pearson, and you can select one where you can easily transfer the data. Let's see if this accepts our data in that format. Easy copy and paste. Imagine you have 200 values. You don't want to be typing 200 values. So let's say we can easily copy and paste. Yes, we can. So this one is user friendly. As you say, you don't have to restrict yourself to this one alone. Hopefully it gives us an opportunity to label our X and Y values. So we have entered the data. So what next? What does it give us next? Calculate R. It doesn't give us an option to label the values. It just call it X and Y. Calculate R. R, the symbol for correlation. It also gives us a scatter plot, but the regression line is not on the scatter plot. Okay, so it is good, but it has its little limitations. Let's see if we can get another one. Let's type in correlation and regression with scatter plot. So here's one called Math Portal. It appears you have to type in the values. Let's look for another. So let us try this one. Let's try Statistics Kingdom. So here for now, it appears that we can actually modify the X and the Y, academic motivation, and score. And we are going to copy, highlight, copy, and paste. Yes, this can be easily be done. Let's do this for score also. So now we have our both sets of values copied and pasted. X values for prediction, you may leave empty. The X values for prediction. That means if you would like to predict a certain score for particular motivation of interest that you may have. So let's click on calculate. And voila, this is very informative. It gives us the regression equation. Y is equal to mx plus c. There's a negative correlation. Okay, it gives us the coefficient of determination, which is r squared, and the p-value. So we can actually perform a hypothesis test on this analysis to see if the correlation is significant or not. Okay, and here we have our scatter plot with the regression line, the line of best fit. So we've got a mountain of information here. So let us present these values, this data, these statistics, if you will, in our research document. So what to carry over? First, let's carry this scatter plot. And you can take a snapshot with it using your snipping tool. Also, let's carry over the regression line. Y, the predicted y hat is equal to 75.22 minus 0.03. Let's see if we can copy this and paste this. Here it is. And the coefficient of the determination and the p-value. Okay, so let's perform a little hypothesis test for the null. The null will always say there is no correlation. Okay. Between academic motivation score. Okay, and the alternative null, you can use each one to be seen it is. Because remember the hypothesis, actually you can take a look at it. We could have copied and pasted instead of typing it. So here are the research questions, 1, 2, and 3. What is the correlation between academic motivation and score? The null is saying, and that's supposed to be H0. Null hypothesis 1, H01 is saying that mathematics score stays the same as academic motivation. In other words, there is no correlation between academic motivation and score. And the alternative is saying otherwise. So the null will always see no correlation, all right, between the two variables. So you could have copied this and pasted it, or you could have typed it like how I write it there. Copying and pasting could be easier. So now we have stated our pair of hypotheses. Let's move on. Now we've got to identify the p-value. The p-value is equal to 0.821, okay? 0.821, okay? Which is less than the significance level of this website use 0.001 as its significance level. You can use 0.05, okay? It's more than, sorry, it's more than 0.8 is more than 0.001 or more than 0.05. This is actually saying significance if less. Okay, that's what it is saying. So therefore now, We do not reject the null, okay? And we conclude that there is no correlation between based on the data. So that correlation is not significant. Okay, that suffices. And you can type this a little bit more clearer, neater. You can clearly see it's not significant. It's slightly very low, very small, only 0.1% of the change in score. Okay, that's the coefficient of determination. All right, of the change in score is due to motivation. So you can present your findings like that. Now let us take a quick look at how to present this using APA style, APA format. So here's one of many websites that does that, how to report simple linear regression in APA style. And you scroll down. And here's an example. We can actually copy this and paste it in our working. And it says the linear regression analysis revealed a statistically insignificant, in our case, model. We have to get the F and the P. Our F is 1.37, 1.37, and we're looking at equal to 0.052, 1 and 37. These are the degrees of freedom, sorry, 1 and 37. And we're looking at a F of a very small F of 0.052. Okay. Remember, this is the right tail, so this is close to 0. Screw to the right, close to 0. We are not rejecting the null. Okay. With an adjusted R squared of 0.0014, that's the coefficient of determination, very small. That's 1%. Okay, this finding suggests that age occurrence, no, not age, is that motivation, academic motivation, you can pay attention to the font after, accounts for approximately 0.1%, 0.14% of the variance in score. Very, very small, insignificant influence among the students. Okay, so here we can use this format, or we can use this format, APA style. APA style is very important to know. Make sure that your scatter plot is there with the line and so forth, so you can use this website to do that. So what we can do, we can take a copy of this link, Stats Kingdom, that's it. It's Statistics Kingdom. That's it.